Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Chiefs Blitz Podcast, presented by Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. For your mortgage solutions, call Dave today at 816-405-5831, 816-405-5831. After all, he's pretty good. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Chiefs Blitz, presented by a couple of great sponsors and hosted by the four kings of the Chiefs world right now. That would be myself, Nick Athan, Andre Tillman, Lou Montagna, and Hense Todd. We just had the most perfect bye week of all time. The only downside, my Kansas Jayhawks laid an egg against Texas Tech, which made Patrick Mahomes happy. So I guess my sacrifice to Patrick is worth the sacrifices he made. Ending my 50-year gap of Super Bowl victory laps. So
take one for the team.
I took one for the team. Absolutely. So, hey, gents, welcome. I hope you guys had a great weekend.
Most definitely.
There you go. In the paper. Here.
And who?
This voice comes with love, though. This voice comes with love, all right? It's come with a lot of love, you know what I'm saying? And, it's fine.
All right, let's roll tape. Let's roll tape, as they say. Hey, want to thank first and foremost my friend Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. He is your mortgage expert. He is your mortgage solution man. He is the guy that if you're looking to maybe find your dream house and you need financing, whether you're self-employed, whether you are have a W-2, but you know what? What's interesting about Dave is he's got everything covered for you. Even if you've got a current low-end mortgage, maybe you want to do some debt consolidation. Maybe you still have 30% interest cards. So if that's the case, give Dave Purdy a call. Hit the QR code. Call him at 816-405-5831. Let him give you a checkup and kind of see what might happen, what you might qualify for. And maybe he can help you out with some of the other things that are associated with getting a loan. Maybe a refinance is in order. Interest is interest. And if you've got high credit card debt, maybe that's a solution for you. Let Dave find out. Or if you found your dream house, just have to buy it now, then let Dave take care of you. 816-405-5831. We like Dave because he is
pretty good.
All right, Dave. Thanks, buddy.
The long-lost nephew came back this weekend.
Yeah, his long-lost nephew played well against
drove a stake through one of my surefire picks, but that's okay.
You should not have taken that bet.
That was the only loser of the weekend.
Jaguars had no chance to win that.
Only loser of the weekend.
I was very disappointed in that.
That was ugly.
I was very disappointed.
Well, it was but as a Chiefs fan, it was perfect. Jaguars lost. The Ravens, with their not so great quarterback, lost. The Bengals lost. What is Joe Burrow without the three wide receivers? He loses football games. T. Higgins was out. Chase made a great play. He wasn't 100%. Boyd picked up the slack, but he also dropped an easy touchdown.
It dropped a touchdown to change the game. Yes.
But you know what? I maintain that I think the Texans still would have come back. But that aside, the Chiefs gained ground. I mean, it's a perfect weekend. I mean, Travis Kelce goes to Buenos Aires. His girlfriend, Taylor Swift, changes the lyrics to a song. He's hanging out with her dad. They smooch. I mean, it's just a really good feeling. And then you come into Sunday, you get 4 windows of NFL games, and everybody that needed to lose lost to help the Chiefs. So, hey, to me, it's the perfect bye week.
I put on my TMZ Todd hat, okay?
Oh, yeah?
And I went straight to the source. Why, was that particular move by Taylor so hugely received by the Swifties? So I did find a highly acclaimed Swiftie and asked her straight away.
Oh, yeah?
And they kind of knew what was happening behind the scenes, but when they saw it on literally the world's biggest stage, it seemed like, in full view of Taylor just passionately running to her guy. They lost their minds because they got to witness it with their own eyes, and it was on the world's biggest stage. So that's why the Swifties lost it.
And I don't know. Her tour ends in late December of next year. There are some gaps in between, but you know what? Obviously, this is a hot topic, and people are talking about it. And for an old sap like me, I think it's great. He's happy, she's happy. This is kind of like a breath of fresh air. A lot of negativity in the world. Here are these two people that have clearly fallen in love, and I think it's great. Travis, man, you're the man. You fly 14 hours with a layover in Panama to refuel on a plane that isn't all that big for that long a period of time, and you just go to your girlfriend's concert and she serenades you, and you're the
what is
king
that
of the world.
Tell ya? Oh,
Daddy Swift clearly likes you. I mean, I'd hate to be the Eagles defense Monday night.
The Eagles fan wearing a Chiefs lanyard.
Yeah, even better. I mean, this guy is born and bred an Eagles fan. Obviously, they live in Nashville now because of Taylor's career. But my goodness, it's just a feel good thing. Everybody's talking about it. I mean, they broke the internet Saturday night, and good for them. And you know what's going to break the internet today is all this negativity that the Chiefs still aren't that good. And then the flavor of the month now is the Texans quarterback and Stroud. And now it's like you look at the playoff standings, and guess who's number one? The Chiefs, with a tiebreaker over everybody else. And this is where they belong. And all these pretenders, I wrote that column today on ChiefsBlitz.com. Check it out. All the pretenders in the division had winnable games. They were favored. They should have won. They didn't make the plays, and the other team was better. And some guys choked. Some guys, didn't seem to have the right attitude to play this kind of game. Coaching was really miserable. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs are where they belong. And I'm sorry, guys, nobody's going to take them off their throne. There's not a team in the AFC that's going to take them off their throne. The Chiefs are going to host the AFC title game for the 6th time. They're going to the Super Bowl in Las Vegas to probably play the Detroit Lions, who I think are the best team in the NFC right now.
A lot of games to be played, a lot of chapters yet to be written. But yes, Nick, where we sit today, I'd have to agree with that wholeheartedly. But again, it's going to come. It's a game of attrition. Teams are going to lose games for sure, especially those teams in the AFC North are just going to beat each other up.
Brutal,
and no question about that. And there's a lot of activity, if you would, at the bottom, like the 5, 6, and 7 holes. So this thing is going to flop around pretty much every week moving forward. But as you said, as long as the Chiefs keep winning, status quo, but from 2 down, I think is very fluid for sure.
Yep, I agree. I don't either.
Culture, Mike Tomlin. It's amazing. They've been outgained in every single game. Their quarterback threw for 126 yards.
Yeah,
and they still win.
Yeah, the Browns are doing it with Maris too. Go ahead.
So listen to this, guys. I hear all this conversation about all these other teams, right? But we're not talking about Tyreek Hill and the Miami Dolphins. Okay, they lost against Kansas City. Fine, I get that, right? Because it was a personal game. The Chiefs wasn't going to lose against the Tyreek Hill, right? I get that. But you got to understand where the Miami Dolphins are at right now. They right there in the pack. They still got a potent offense, and the defense are getting healthier. They're going to get a whole lot better. So I say the Miami Dolphins is right there. I think the Miami Dolphins can honestly come in there. I mean, and if they make it to the playoffs, which I know they are, they can go on there and make some noise in the playoffs. I got the Miami Dolphins again ahead of the Browns, Texans, Bengals. I got the Miami Dolphins. I feel like the place they're in right now is where they should be. But
yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Well, even if they're the 2 seed, it wouldn't happen until, potentially they would come to Arrowhead and play in the AFC Championship game. But I just, again, it's just like the game in Frankfurt. You just don't get the sense that they have that ability when the chips are on the line against a really good team to make the plays to win. Now they can put up all sorts of numbers and it looks real fancy and they score a ton of points and maybe the defense will be a little bit better. I don't know how much better it can get at this point and mid-season on, but again, they just don't give you the confidence to go into an opposing stadium and win a big game. I just don't get that sense from them.
Go ahead. Well, honestly, I'm gonna say this. If you look at it, go ahead, Bota. No, go ahead, bro.
They beat the two New York teams.
They beat the two worst teams in football.
Okay, let's.
No.
I don't know. Was that? Were you listening to Ice Cube or was it with some other Snoop? Some Raider fan from back in the day. This ain't the Al Davis Raiders. Okay, now God bless them. Antonio Pierce has them playing, and they have a style, right? They have a particular style. They're leaning into Josh Jacobs and maybe trying to get the ball to Devontae Adams, but again, they play against a good team. They're not going to be able to sustain that because
they go to Miami next week. We'll find out.
And they've got you've got a rookie quarterback, and okay, he's kind of navigated Zach Wilson and Tommy DeVito, but seriously, I don't know who those folks are. You speak on their heads, but they didn't win. They won their 2 games, so give it to Antonio Pierce to rally, get them rallied. They have a style, and in some particular games, that style will win. But do they have counter punches? Probably not.
Right.
Yeah, they're on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
like I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, guys. Honestly, in the AFC North, you can't trust Deshaun Watson for real, right? We don't know what Pickens is going to do with the Steelers. They only riding the defense, guys. Like, come on, they riding the defense because honestly, we talk about the Miami Dolphins about the weather, but can you really trust these guys up like the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Browns in the playoffs too? Like, can you trust these quarterbacks? No. You can't trust them. I trust Tua over them.
The only thing you can trust is that both teams are going to knock your ass around and play really hard defense. And that can get you to a certain point, right? We've seen it before. Nick's seen it. Marty Schottenheimer, the whole thing in Kansas City. I mean, great defenses. You get to the point where you got to make some plays in the passing game. It doesn't happen. I would actually favor those teams over Miami because of that fact. Now, again, I'm taking those defenses, but it's just so difficult for Pittsburgh to sustain this, right?
Yeah.
And Cleveland, you don't know what you're going to get from Deshaun. Now, he made some plays down the stretch yesterday. I have to give him that. He had the gimpy ankle, but he made some plays with his legs, a couple of decent passes. So they got that done. But again, Buffalo and Cincinnati are going to be there. Okay. Right now, they're not, just because of their records, and there's all sorts of circumstances. And you don't want to make excuses, but those are still two of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. And they're going to win enough games to get in the playoffs. And some of the teams that don't have those quarterbacks are going to lose games because of that. I'm looking at talent, sheer talent. Okay. And then you can, well, okay. I mean, where you have to, I guess, have your decision, your definition. I mean, the guy's either elite or he sucks. I think there's some shades of gray in between there. And I think he is up in that top 5, because who are you going to put in the top 5 then? I think you got Mahomes, you've got Burrow, maybe Hurts, Allen. Okay, I'm not putting CJ Stroud.
Not quite yet.
8 or 9 games. Now, again, he's had a hell of a start. Probably one of the best starts of a rookie starting in the NFL ever. Okay, so let's not get it wrong.
Perfect
but
storm for him.
I'm not ready to launch him into the top 5. And Nick's opinion notwithstanding, I'm going to put Justin Herbert in there as well. Either of those guys, I mean, I think Burrow maybe threw one bad pass yesterday. 9 times out of 10, Tyler Boyd's going to make that catch in the end zone, and they probably end up winning that game. Herbert went toe-to-toe with the Detroit Lions offense, and I don't know that he made really any bad throws during the course of that game.
No,
so, I mean,
but yeah.
I don't know if Orlando Brown is in the top 5 quarterbacks, but we can talk about Orlando if you want. But I would say those 5 guys are up there. Lamar's going to be on the fringes of that as well.
Right.
And the way he's playing, you'll never hear anybody admit it. But right now, hell, Jared Goff has put together a hell of a half a season, or maybe even a full season last year and half a season this year.
Right.
Again, he doesn't have the elite, I guess, traits, but he's playing they're playing to his strengths, and he's getting the job done. So, otherwise you're not going to have anybody in that top 5.
Listen, I agree with you. I mean, I think when you look at this list of just, if you go from 1 to 13, every team on there has a flaw, including the one at the top.
Absolutely.
That's right. The problem with 2 through 13 is none of those guys who are leading those franchises have proven anything. Burrow, yes, I'll give him props.
Bingo.
For beating the Chiefs and then going to the Super Bowl and not getting the job done. It's all great.
Okay.
Chiefs can't win them all. And there are a lot of reasons why that Chiefs lost the game. But the Bengals took advantage of the Chiefs' mistakes at the end of the first half and in the second half completely. And that's why they won that football game. But listen, they're all flawed. And all these quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, what did the Browns do? They cut the scoring gap and they stopped the run. And what did Lamar Jackson have to do? Throw the football consistently to get first downs. Outside of the touchdown to OBJ, which was a beautiful pass and a beautiful route, that's why he's not that guy.
Miserable fourth quarter, no doubt.
Yeah, miserable fourth quarter. And he didn't lead his team. You look at his body language. I've been saying this since the loss at home against the Titans when they were number 1 seed. The guy just doesn't seem to really show enough leadership and emotion on the field when his team is down. He doesn't rally his troops. What does Patrick Mahomes do? I mean, he's in everybody's face. He won't let them quit. When the Chiefs were down 10 in the Super Bowl, what did he say to Tyreek Hill when Tyreek said, "Man, I don't think we got this"? He said, no. That none of that stuff, that doesn't apply here. The difference is the Chiefs have that leadership. They have the coaching that has been there, done that. And in the playoffs, man, it is every yard matters. Every play matters. Every call matters. Everything you do on the field. And none of these other teams seem to understand that. that during the regular season, your job isn't to chase the Chiefs, which is what they're all doing. It's to win football games for your own team. And they just can't get out of their way. And Thursday night, we're going to learn a lot about the Ravens and the Bengals, because whoever loses this game, if it's the Bengals, they're done. They're not going to the postseason. It's not going to happen.
Right. Hold on, guys, real quick. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's built differently. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
You know what? Real quick. I might get to Kareem real quick, and I'm gonna piggyback off what you just said. Now, Kareem says Chiefs don't lose that game against Cincy with this defense. We figure out our receiver rotation, and we don't have flaws except a coach that don't run. That's what Kareem said. Now, I'm gonna piggyback off what you just said about Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, to me, if you look at it like this, when you hear a guy on the sideline getting after his players, getting after his coaches, that's leadership. He wants to win. Now, we seen a lot of quarterbacks sit back there and be all lackadaisical. They go on the bench, they sit there and look, just sit there and have a cold stare. They'll have a cold stare. You look at Tua, you look at Lamar. If you look at a lot of guys like this, like if Allen was this guy, Allen would sit there and went at Diggs and told Diggs what it is. He would have told Diggs, settle down, I got you. You know what I'm saying? He would have the communication over here. You don't see that from him.
You can't change who you are and what your personality is. Just getting in somebody's face doesn't make you a leader.
Listen though, Lou. But with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning did it. When Peyton Manning did it, he was the greatest, the general out there. When Tom Brady did it, he was a winner.
But that's their personality. Okay, you can't really break character and all of a sudden become a leader. You're a leader because of who you are and how you do it. You can lead in many different ways. So you can say this, whatever about Kyler. Again, what is he? I mean, in the playoffs, what happened? Again, he's a great player, great talent. But there are two quarterbacks in the NFL who have started and won a Super Bowl, Patrick and Matthew Stafford. That's it.
Right.
So we can't just all of a sudden say, if you've never done this, you can't be in the top five. Well, you're not going to have a top five then.
Yeah.
But listen. If you look at quality, if you look at quality leadership though, Lou, like we go to Allen and we defend Allen like Allen is this mystic warrior, like he just haven't tapped into his potential yet. The man been tapped. The man been tapped, Lou. The man been tap danced all over, man. The man is horrible. The man's horrible, man. People want to leave the franchise because of Allen.
I honestly don't know what game you guys are watching. But
if you look at the game against the Bengals,
if you say he's terrible, what about these guys that like the guys we watched last night? Should they even be in the NFL? Well, I believe trash was the adjective.
Trash is a slogan, and it's something I wear. And I'm gonna say this.
Well, we're talking I think but we're talking about two different things though. I mean, you can't compare everybody to Patrick because Patrick has been there. He has the accomplishments. But like I said, there's only one other guy in the NFL that has started and won a Super Bowl, Matt Stafford. No one else. Forget about but my point is these other guys just haven't gotten there yet, but the talent, the numbers, how they lead their teams, maybe they fall on their faces on a regular basis. Maybe it's going to take them that long to win. How many years was Peyton Manning really good until he finally broke through? John Elway, back then, he's regarded as one of the greatest. How long did it take him to get beat up for years? So
when they got Terrell Davis, that's when they won Super Bowls.
Absolutely. So there's a little bit to it. You got to have help. But again, my point is that I'm not going to compare these guys to Patrick accomplishment wise. I'm just saying talent wise and that they do lead their teams. They just all lead in a different way. And they would, every single one of those teams, they would run through a wall for those guys. No question.
All right, let's
That's
go.
right.
Let's go. What a way to.
He sponsors the greatest segment on YouTube TV, man.
Hey, he sold that, didn't he?
Oh. All right, we
That's
want to
why
introduce
Hense gets the big bucks.
That's right. I want to introduce my buddy, good old Eric Haynes of the Eric Haynes Group. He's your real estate advisor, working for SunWest Real Estate Advisors, part of the Keller Williams Partners team. Give Eric a call, 816-729-3785. Email eselskc@gmail.com. Whether you are in Kansas City or out, whether you're looking to buy, whether you're looking to sell, Eric's your guy. He will make sure that he finds the right house for you, make sure that they find the right location, good schools, shopping, all the kinds of things that you look for when you buy a house. So if you're looking right now in the Kansas City area, or you have friends moving in the area, or if you know somebody in Chiefs Kingdom who's outside the area that's looking for a real estate person advisor, call Eric. He'll help you out, 816-729-3785. He'll do all the hard work. He'll find a local realtor for you. He'll refer the right person to make sure that you get everything you need done when it comes to buying and selling your house. Thanks, buddy.
Bring it, Eric. Bring it.
Absolutely. Now back to our regular segment.
Yeah, but that was a default. They had to give it to him sooner or later.
Man, what are we doing? What are we doing today, guys? Are we cherry picking Allen? Like, why are we trying to make him seem he's just mystic talent? He's horrible, man. Come on, man. What are we doing, man? Like, what are we doing? Like, come on, what are we doing?
Well, okay, man. Wait a second. Let's start from here. Wait a second. Name your top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
Okay, my top 5 right now. Okay, right now. Okay, I got Patrick Mahomes is number 1. All right, I got Patrick Mahomes. I like CJ. I know he's a rookie, but CJ do look good.
Can't put him in the top 5.
Good. He's sharp, but why not? This year, why not?
It's his top 5. Let him go. Okay. Let him go. I want to hear this.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I want to hear this.
Okay, CJ.
I want to see what the standard is exactly.
What the standard? Okay, CJ. Okay, I like CJ. Dan, I like Tua. I like what Tua's doing down in Miami. You said top 5 or top 3?
5.
Top 5. Okay.
Well, you might as well stop at 3, but go ahead.
Okay. Let me see. Let's see Joe Burrow. I got Joe Burrow up there. And if you look at Herbert, I like Herbert from the Chargers. I like him. You know,
okay.
You see where I'm getting at is consistency. These guys don't have issues on the field. These guys really don't have the issues that Allen has. Like
that's not true.
Who does? Who does?
Josh, no. Tua has not beat a team with a winning record.
But what I'm saying is this: can you honestly say that Tua has an issue with throwing the ball? Do Tua have an issue managing his team? Does he have an issue with that?
Yes.
No.
Yes, he does. He misses open receivers. Why were the Chiefs so successful? I watched that game like 4 times. I just watched the defense primarily. They knew where Tua was throwing the ball almost every time. The guy tips his passes all the time. Okay, that's number 1. CJ Stroud, yes. If you're going to put him in the top 5 for the last 2 weeks, I'm all in. Okay, I think he's exciting. This came out of nowhere. Listen, and I get it, but Allen, Burrow have at least won something, and Tua hasn't won crap. And you don't even have Jalen Hurts in there.
No, because I don't know why. What have Jalen Hurts done?
He's the second or third best quarterback in the NFL.
You see, what has he done? He went to the Super Bowl, but for Patrick Mahomes, would have been the MVP in that game. Let me ask you a question. What has Tua done besides put up like some sort of video game numbers against Denver Broncos?
Okay.
And some other bad teams?
Tua's been consistent. He's been very consistent. You can't say Tua has. When Tua's small, guys. You know Tua's small. Tua's small. So them passes are gonna get batted down. You can't even go with the batted down pass because he's small.
Well, we're ranking the top 5 in the NFL. But we're going to make excuses. You can make excuses for everybody.
But listen though, what other team? What other team in the league scored 70 points and above?
Okay,
it was a one-time thing, and you saw
but listen, what I'm saying.
So
what I'm saying is
this.
Real quick, wait. What I'm saying is
when's the last time Patrick put up 70?
Listen though, Allen is not consistent.
All right, okay. Hense Davis, please.
Who?
All right.
Yeah, I go, but I'm trying to. Nah, I don't. I definitely don't.
All right.
Somewhat agree with that, man. No.
Okay, so here's my top 5 real quick. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
Number 2, Patrick Mahomes on an off day. Number 3, Patrick Mahomes when he's injured. Patrick Mahomes on the bye week. Patrick Mahomes just for the hell of it because he's as good as the other 4.
Nick, what the hell, Nick? What's
so
up?
Guns up. It's Patrick all day, every day. He's our winner.
Give me Texas Tech. I'll throw Texas Tech. Okay, number 5, Texas Tech, Patrick Mahomes.
Go ahead, Lou. Let me.
No, I got nothing else. I mean, you said Tua, and who was there was another one in there that was kind of questionable. No, Patrick, Burrow, Allen, Hurts, Herbert.
Hey, he's coming back in
40
December.
Years old.
But listen,
he's coming back in December.
But he's not playing right now. He haven't touched the field right now. So why is he even in that category right now? He's not on the field this year.
It's okay. He can put him in his top 5. You put Tua in yours. Well, come on.
Tua playing better than Aaron Rodgers. He's playing better than Aaron Rodgers right now. I believe so.
I think the people that put together that test might be rethinking their value to NFL and talent evaluators. Yeah, I don't know how much credence was put into that and why something like that gets leaked. Hell, maybe Houston leaked it so that Carolina would take Bryce Young. I don't know, but obviously I think we're talking off air with Dre and just said, he looks the part. Forget about the numbers and everything else. When the game was on the line the last 2 weeks, he just looks like a guy that's going to go in there, take charge of the huddle, and make the plays to win the game. Forget about the 1,000 yards that he's thrown for the last 2 weeks and all the whatever. When game was on the line, it wasn't too big for him. He's playing with, receivers that are young, unproven, cast-offs, and he makes them play and he makes them better. And that's kind of the definition here. I'm just not ready to put him in the top 5 because he's played 8 or 9 games or 10 games, whatever they've played. And but this is one of the best rookie seasons for a quarterback so far. I don't know that there's been a better one.
Yeah, no, I think agree. I agree. And there's a lot of people today who are saying, well, this is what would have happened if Patrick Mahomes started his rookie year. And I say no. Patrick needed a year under Alex Smith. I think that's why he's having the career that he has. But for what this kid did, I mean, I heard all the things pre-draft. Same thing, there were some questions about whether he'd be able to understand a complex NFL offense. But a guy like Tank Dell comes out of nowhere and is just having a great year. They lost their number one running back, no problem. They bring a cast off in, and he had 130 yards yesterday. Right. So you sit there, and who's on my fantasy team, by the way. And you look at the right coach, you look at the right assistant coaches. Everything started fresh in Houston, and they made the wise decision. They were very fortunate. This wasn't, what happened with Peyton Manning and Ryan Leaf. It had gone the other way. You're talking about history being changed, and right. I think this kid has a chance to be really, really good. I think right now he's humble. I think he believes in himself. His coaches do. Right. He's doing things on the field that I didn't see him doing. He did some of these things at Ohio State, but to win, I don't really care who you play. To come back and beat the Bucks, with 40 seconds to go and have to get a touchdown, and then after you threw a stupid interception where he could have just packed it in, what did he do? He gets the ball back. He makes some incredible throws, puts his team in a field goal position to win the game, and that's a baller. And that's a guy you build a franchise around, and they're fortunate that he's playing so well his rookie year, which now tells them, okay, this is what we've got. We know what we got. We don't have to wait around. In the offseason, we can build, because this is a winnable division. The Texans can own the AFC South for the next 5 or 6 years, in my opinion.
That's right.
If they continue to make the right moves, in free agency, they'll have a lot of cap space. They drafted well this past year. They locked up Tunsil, so they've got his blind side protected for the next 3 or 4 seasons. To me, DeMarco Ryans is the MVP for Coach of the Year at this point. I think he's done an incredible job in putting this team together. They have a chance to sneak in as the number 7 seed. And if they keep playing like they did the last couple of games, they're not going to be overlooked. People are going to take them more seriously. And they're going to put a lot more pressure, on Stroud than they have to date, because they didn't think he could do it. And now he's done it in back-to-back games against a suspect okay Bucks team, but a really good Bengals team that just happens to have a really trash secondary. They're terrible. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize how bad their secondary was. I know they're young, but they haven't hit that learning. They're in that learning curve right now. And that ultimately is going to be their downfall, along with their left tackle, Orlando Brown Jr., who just got his quarterback killed yesterday. But that aside, Stroud deserves all the accolades. He's I watched this morning. Oh, he should be in the MVP category. Oh, he's replaced. Let's see, what was the line? It was Allen, and then it was Burrow, and then it was, don't give it, no, Lamar Jackson. Oh, it was Trevor Lawrence. Now the flavor of the day is CJ Stroud, because they all know still that Patrick is the best.
Brock Purdy's back in the race.
Yeah, Brock's even back in the race.
Brock Purdy has regained momentum. He has regained momentum.
But Houston does have a win over Jacksonville, so I mean that should be interesting. Top of that division moving forward. So, like I said, 2 through 7 is going to be very fluid. As long as the Chiefs take care of business, I think they're in great shape. Yeah. But a lot of these teams are going to be beating each other up as we
there's not a lot of difference between 2 and 7. I mean, they're basically all the same teams, in my opinion.
It's a toss-up on Sundays. We can say who's going to win what. It's a toss-up because we don't know what's going to happen on Sundays. Sometimes you just be like, wow, I didn't see that coming. All the statistics and all this other stuff, we put so much on it, you just don't know. You just don't know. I guess styles win games. So, so I don't know. But I do like CJ. That CJ is balling though this year. He is.
Yep. Well, what do we got? The Bills, right? Hosting the Broncos. Listen, everybody was again anointing the Broncos after they beat the Chiefs. Chiefs come back and they beat Miami. I think that the Diggs and Surtain match is going to be fascinating to watch.
It is.
Listen, Buffalo has to win this football game. They cannot lose this game. This is a must win. They have to regroup. I mean, they're not playing great football. They've been very inconsistent. They have a quarterback who is being given way too much to do. Not enough guys outside of Diggs that he can really count on consistently. The defense has got a lot of injuries. The Broncos are coming in on top of the world. They're going to be the team now that's going to challenge Kansas City next year for division supremacy because they beat them one time in 17 tries.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, Wilson is still what he is. If Wilson is the game manager he was against the Chiefs, and this defense continues to play at the level it did twice in playing Kansas City in recent weeks, then yeah, I think the Broncos have a really good chance tonight to win this football game. I just think the desperation by the Bills and how big this is for them in the AFC East, and also to stay, in that top 7 for the playoff, because if they win this game, they'll move up in the top 7. They have to win it. There's no excuses for them. If the Bills lose,
there's none.
They're done. They're not making the playoffs unless the Dolphins just go on a 3 or 4 game losing slide.
But I mean, if the Bills lose, it wouldn't shock me at all if they lose this game. Like it just wouldn't shock me, not at all.
Probably going to have to be a low scoring game.
It probably will be.
For Denver keeps the score down, they're going to be in it till the end. The only way I think that if Buffalo comes out and they get they roll up a couple of touchdowns, first 2 drives, they take it right down the field and score. If you make Russell try to beat you with his arm at this stage of the game, I don't know that they've got the horses to do it. As bad or as injured as Buffalo's defense is, it's going to be awfully difficult. And the only way I could see this being a Denver win, and maybe taking the 7 points, I think, is Chris Berman used to famously say, "Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills."
That's
true. This might be one of those moments, those seminal moments where, according to Dre, that Josh Allen will wilt under all the pressure and start making crazy bad throws and everything else.
I'm on that now. I'm on that tough now. Listen, guys, remember I'm talking to Williams. I'm on Josh Allen's butt now.
But I gotta believe Buffalo will pull it out.
I think they're gonna pull it out too.
I think if they take away Diggs, guys, if they take away Diggs, where else is the ball going to? If they take away Diggs, right? Diggs is out. They take away Diggs. Who else is going to step up for the ball?
Then you're relying on Russell Wilson to make plays. That's what it boils down to. So if they take out Diggs and Russell Wilson plays well, they'll win. But that's a tall task for both. I mean, Patrick Surtain II, is a brilliant quarterback. I mean, he is just like his daddy. And his daddy was a great cornerback. He was great in Kansas City. Very fortunate to get to know him during his time here. And they have the same style. They have the same attitude. Right. Everything about them is great. But to me, Denver has more to prove to themselves and to legitimize Sean Payton in going into Buffalo and winning. Yeah. If they make the Bills look bad, then the Broncos, they've kind of turned their season around. That one win against Kansas City kind of catapults them into a different category. And if that's the case, I say bring it on. It's great. But again, I think Buffalo has way too much to lose. Ken Dorsey's on the hot seat, the offensive coordinator. Mike McDermott, he's on a bigger hot seat. Because if they miss the playoffs,
talk about it.
The head coach, the GM are gone. The offensive defense coordinator are going to be gone. I mean, the staff's going to be blown up. They're going to cut some guys, and they're going to rebuild and get ready for their brand new stadium in 2 years, which is what I think they're going to ultimately have to do at the end of the season. They still have Josh Allen and Diggs. They could build around that. But if the Bills don't make the playoffs, Diggs is going to be crying in the offseason to be traded. So, that's a problem.
Listen, Nick, I'm about to piggyback on what you just said. Diggs do not want to be there with Buffalo. He don't want to be there. I don't think so. He's tired or he don't want to be there. You can look at the body language after a play. Come on, he's underthrowing him, overthrowing this guy. Man, come on, this is Stephon Diggs. Like, how can you miss Diggs? And that's why I put so much on Allen, right? Y'all should have this bond, this chemistry, this rhythm, and you have none of that. So it's like, okay, now who fault is it? Like, who fault is it?
Well, I think it might be the front office for not putting better pieces around them. I think a good step was Dalton Kincaid kind of being that second option, over the middle of the field. The number 2 receiver, when they thought, I think we talked about this before, they thought Gabe Davis was going to be the guy, and he really, really hasn't been. I mean, really not consistent at all. I mean, he really had one huge playoff game against the Chiefs, and they still lost. But he, looked like, hey, this might be the guy when the Chiefs are like kind of overplaying Diggs. But I think Diggs still puts up numbers. I mean, I don't think there's any question about that. I think he just gets a little animated when, the coverage is his way and Allen's looking somewhere else. So I don't know that that's ever going to change with Stephon. He wants the ball just like any other good receiver wants the ball all the time. Right. They don't run the ball very well. They don't really try to run the ball very well outside of Josh Allen making plays. So that's kind of where they failed the team is they put way too much on the quarterback. But hey, that's what they have right now. That's what they got to lean into. So, and it's not a bad option to have. It's just, how much can he take? I think after, you get beat around a few times, you see a little bit more, the interceptions, the bad interceptions come. So, bottom line is they still talent enough to win this game. Javonte Williams would have to be a huge part of a Denver win. In other words, keep away from Allen, run the ball, controlled passing with Russell. Maybe if Judy and Sutton can make some plays, they get something going. But yeah, the Bills have to have this.
I think honestly, go ahead, Nick.
Both teams have something to prove. And that's what I think makes a great matchup.
I think right now, like again, I'm going to love and enjoy this matchup because Patrick Surtain and versus Diggs is going to be a tremendous matchup. Now, if he can take away Diggs on that side, right, and you force Allen to throw the ball elsewhere, that's where I want to see Allen. Okay, Allen, can you trust somebody else besides Diggs, right? Under pressure, can you be that guy under pressure, right? Because I'm looking at third down percentages too. So in this game, I'm going to look at a lot of things and a lot of body language. So then on the other side of things with Russell Wilson, now you beat Kansas City. You got a little momentum now. Now, would it be crazy if Russell can go out there and he beat the Bills too? Won't that do something for this organization? If you go out there and you beat the Buffalo Bills too, it's going to build their morale. It's going to build their confidence. So I'm looking for the Denver Broncos to come out here with a win. By 3 points, safety, doesn't matter. I want to see the Broncos go out there, and make a statement.
Well, we'll find out. All right. Thanks again to first and foremost, Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. If you're looking for a mortgage solution, give Dave a call. If you're looking to refinance, if you're looking to consolidate debt, he's the guy to call. Call Dave at 816-405-5831. If not, you can hit the QR code. It goes right to his informational page. Just put your information in, and he'll get right back to you. His email is dave.purdy@supremelending.com. Again, 816-405-5831. And Eric Haynes with Sunwest Real Estate Advisors, part of Keller Williams. Give Eric a call at 816-729-3785 or email. Pretty simple. esellskc@gmail.com. You need to find a house. We got you covered. We got you a mortgage guy. We got you a real estate agent. The two combined will make sure that you're set up for your dream house. If you're looking to move in the Kansas City area, these are the two people you call first before anybody else.
Love it. Love it.
That's it. We done good, boys.
You know it's coming. You know it's coming. I got my guy, Red Salsa. What up? What's going on? Appreciate the love again. We got our guy Kareem, aka Joe Delaney. He always gonna come in and say what he need to say. But again, appreciate the love, guys. Keep it coming, and don't forget to share our product.
So we've got two guys that are part of the Bring the House gang. We need to kind of fill that up a little bit. Let's get some other names on there. Come on, gang. Okay, let's go. Send your comments. Join the Bring the House gang. Let's do it.
Join the crew. All right, guys.
I like that.
We'll be back.
I like the name though.
Yeah, I like the name too. We'll have to get Lynn to do a graphic for us. All right, guys. We'll be back on Wednesday. It'll be 4 guys in a bar. Anything goes wild. If you guys have any show topics, just send them a message. Send us a message. Post something on our social media, on our Facebook page or our Twitter page, and we'll see what Wednesday brings. Andy Reid did speak today, so back at it Wednesday as we prepare for the Philadelphia Eagles Monday Night Football
in
the
Mecca
of America's team, the Heartland, Kansas City Chiefs. I'm looking forward to this game. I cannot wait to watch these two Titans of the NFL go off against each other. Be fun.
Most definitely.
All right. Peace out, guys.
BYOB.